All right, now to cap off the show. This past Friday, the newest Disney Pixar film, Turning Red, premiered on Disney Plus, exclusively on Disney Plus. A little bit of a twist, because I'm going to be honest, I would have seen this in theaters, and I would not have had a problem doing so. In Toronto 2002, an overachieving 13-year-old is shocked by her new ability to transform into a giant red panda whenever she feels a strong emotion of any kind. One of the things that I really liked about this movie was that it feels very different from a lot of other Pixar films. It's a coming-of-age story, which we haven't seen too much of with them, and I feel like it took great advantage of the PG rating, right? Because there are some suggestive implications that they reference with, growing up and going through certain changes, and I felt like this film, as funny as it was, is funniest in those more suggestive moments, which is surprising from a Pixar film, but I'm going to be honest, I really, really liked it. I had a great time with this movie.
Yeah, like, I already expected to have liked it. I like the art style, I like the direction, I like the main character just feels very, this overachiever that's like, I'm so into this. And as I'm watching it, and again, I'm just like, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. And I really liked, again, this comes down to what Pixar does best, and that is its themes and the mannerisms and how they tell their stories. And to me, this just showed yet again, they're taking just a different concept, of growing up and everything, did it in a Pixar way and still made it in a way that is entertaining, that is enticing, and that is true, And one of the things I really like about the film was really the notion of being able to accept yourself even with all the flaws that you have. If you want to be wild, go ahead. You want to be crazy, go ahead. It's almost like don't fixate yourself into this perfect ideology and this perfect person for someone else's vision, but you have to be true to yourself, What's the whole point of a legacy if you're not true to yourself as well? And again, there's so many things about it I loved and I teared up because it really hit. And the main character, Maitreyi, absolutely phenomenal. I thought she was just great. Amazing in the friendship and the bond that she had with all her friends. And the love that she had it really felt so powerful. And the mom, her relationship with the mom, and just how even the mom was just talking about the red panda and, and also seeing that lineage of what happened with this is fascinating, and I really enjoyed it.
It's like generational trauma. I mean, like, it's weird. Like, I've heard, like, the phrase generational trauma. Like, that's really, thrown around a lot, right? But, like, I feel like with this film, like, maybe it's, like, generational mistakes or, like, repeating the mistakes of your past, like, having a certain legacy and being able to, try to fix that too. Like, I thought this movie did that very, very well. Thematically, this is a very clever film.
Yes.
It really is. So you have that, and then, like, speaking of the whole thematic thing, maybe I'm just putting on a little tinfoil hat here, but is the red panda thing like a giant allegory for puberty?
Yes.
I was going to say, like, I wasn't the only one that picked up on that, right? Okay. If that's the case, then spectacular job on their end. That was great.
I saw the making of on as well, and the director literally said, yeah, this is kind of a big version of puberty. I was just like, yo, she does not care.
What a way to do that. What a way to do that. Like, it's like, again, like that messy end of things that comes with, going through that sort of thing, with going through puberty. Like, I thought they did that very well. You don't know how to control certain things, What do you embrace? What don't you embrace? What happens if you let certain things go and you don't tamper down and control certain things? What happens if you let everything go, right? All these messy things that we dealt with, making that into the form of, like, transforming into a giant monster, quote, right? Like, I thought that was really great because, like, a lot of times, like, when we go through this, like, we feel odd.
Yeah.
You feel really out of place. And it's tough to feel accepted there. And it's like once you finally do, like, you really cling on to that, especially at that age, because so many people at that age are just looking for acceptance. And I thought they did that really, really well.
Absolutely.
I thought it was a great cast of characters between Maitreyi, her mother, her grandmother, and, like, the little, like I said, the whole legacy thing that they have going on. Her friends, I thought her friends were funny too. I thought they were all, like, a great cast of characters, like sort of like the Four Musketeers sort of thing, right? I thought that was great. And I was just really invested throughout. I was on the edge of my seat throughout watching this. Like, I felt myself, like, like saying things out loud, rooting for or, like, cringing against, like, all the characters. And I just thought that they did a really great job with this. I remember when I first found out about, like, the storyline for this movie, I'm like, all right, that's different. Let's see where this goes. But I wasn't sure about the directions that they would take. But I really liked all of them. I really did. This is one of the better Pixar films to come out in really the last few years.
Wow. Hearing you say that is kind of like, okay.
Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised. I didn't think the movie would be bad.
No,
I thought
yeah,
the movie would be
course.
fine. I didn't think I'd enjoy it as much as I did.
Understandable. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Had a blast. It was funny. Oh, there's so many moments. I just laughed. I didn't cringe, but I was just laughing because of just how silly certain interactions were, and what a parents do under certain situations.
You would hope not, right? Like, you would hope they wouldn't do that under certain situations. But here's the thing: I never had anything like that happen with me when I was younger. But I'm sure that a lot of people that can't say that. So that's that. But again, like it's just a really great time. Definitely recommend checking this out on Disney Plus. And I guess I feel like this should have been in theaters.
It should have been.
This really should have been in theaters. But oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. So everybody, thoughts on Turning Red? If you haven't gotten a chance to see it yet, I highly recommend you do. What do you think of Turning Red? Not just as a solo film, but as a film that stands with the other Pixar films. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.